Hey, and welcome to the show. This show is brought to you by Patreon members like you.
Thank you for being a Patreon member.
As a Patreon member, you get a video of the podcast that we put out twice a month.
Now, on with the show.
Got it. Now there's sound. There we go. That's good. That's probably a good thing. Good evening. How's the weather down there? Hot. Suppose we have a cold front coming through. We'll see how that goes. We can't. You should be able to hear us now. See? Yep, we got sound. Hello from Cleveland. Takes a minute to catch up. What's up, William C. Berg? Man, we were just looking at your bass knob. Nice video. That's pretty cool. Like it.
You can put your website right here, man, so they can check it out. What do you?
Or at least a link to the cool video.
Yeah, he's making cool stuff.
What's up from Pennsylvania? Checking in. Mr. Van Hoy. What's up? Woo-woo. Let's just do shout outs the whole night. I think that would be way cooler. Just tell us, like, what's
up,
the
Luis?
weather?
I don't know, right?
Would it be possible for me to order custom speaker brackets and have them shipped? Honestly, right now, probably not. We are so busy, and it sucks.
Yeah.
I know. We got to get to that point, but right now we're not there yet, and
we have to.
Yeah, that's kind of a 2021 project.
It's not looking so good.
But right now, it's and I'd hate to say yes because in the last set I had to build, it took me like 2 to 3 weeks. It was very disappointing. So.
What's up, Jesse?
Portugal. Gotta love it. There you go. William C. Berg. nga.services.
There you go. So check that website.
Never fails. What's up from Jersey? Not just Jersey. They went down south.
South Jersey.
Bow chicka wow wow.
Oh, not bad.
Can you guys recommend some decent subwoofers on a budget? I don't know what your budget is, but I'll tell you this. Those Kenwoods that Exelon boxes with the red slash we had in here the other day, I'm pretty sure those aren't crazy priced, and those were pretty damn impressive. I mean, in the factory box, those were nice.
Well, but that's what you say. Like, what's the budget?
I don't know what the budget is.
Like,
because everyone,
you have a different budget that I have, so it's like.
No, what are you talking about?
Like,
oh, you know what I bought this weekend?
I just want.
You know what I bought? You know what I bought this weekend?
What do you want?
I bought a Stormtrooper mask.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's like the Boba Fett mask that I got. It's just the Stormtrooper. They came out one. I was looking on my phone in the morning, and then I went by.
And saw it?
No, well, they had it in the mall at ThinkGeek.
Oh yeah.
So it's got like a red piece here and then a stripe up the center. I was like,
that's pretty cool.
Buying that!
It's like $300.
No, it was like $100. I took the money off my desk. Thank you guys for the shout out. William, you are more than welcome. 2016 J SRT8 with Harman. Finally able to. Oh, you finally got one! Where would you mount it? The bass knob. On a Jeep?
What is it? No, it's a
2016 SRT8.
Jeep.
I honestly don't know. I know where you like to put it, and it never works out, which is in that. But it's an SRT Jeep, so I don't think that's a regular Jeep. It's probably got to be like a Grand Cherokee or something. Apollo Beach checking in. Any thoughts on the JBL DSP amp yet? Yes, I'm glad you mentioned that. I have nothing but good thoughts on it. I got to play with it this weekend a little bit. So what we're gonna do with that, since you asked.
Do you have your? There you go.
I'm sorry. Thank you. What we're gonna do with that is this Saturday. We're going to go back to DSP school. So for the first half of the Saturday show, we will be playing DSP school with the JBL DSP. So that guy right there. Ooh, that's fun. We will be talking about the software and all the other fun little goodies. And preemptive for it going in, and then we do it in the full video. But we just want to talk about the software because that's a lot of fun. We have a good time with that. I finished my F-150 today.
Cool.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. What do you think about the Sony 4-channel amplifiers? They good?
The GS? GS are really nice. That's the only one I'm aware of. All right, before we get too much into this, so we don't forget this week, I would like to head over to the laptop so that we can congratulate our, or we'll say Fernando's pick for 12 Volt Clean Wire Club Photo of the Week. Coming to us from Mobile Solutions, Mr. Brian came up with this. This was his demo that he made to go for some trainings that he was doing. Obviously, he's definitely practicing some clean wire. Looks very sharp, looks very nice. I do like the contrast of the marine amplifiers on there. Looks pretty cool. Good pick for sure. And let's close that back up. And since, oh hey, what happened? Go away. Yep, I know how to work Facebook. Ah! Since we're there,
Yeah.
I know. Trying to go back. Since we're on the Clean Wire Club, if you notice, oh hey, look, the ad came up right there for us. Let me shut that off for a second. This video, it says time for another giveaway. So if you haven't been paying attention on the Clean Wire Club, you definitely want to go back and watch this video because it is being brought to you, well, yeah, by these guys, Mobile Solutions, who just so, by pure coincidence, I'm assuming, right? Pure coincidence. He did do a really nice job.
Oh, I mean, that's the reason I picked it.
Yeah, I know.
It looks
because
really
that
nice.
was that you picked that long before we found out about this.
Yeah.
But Mobile Solutions is having a deal right now for the PT9A Plus. If you use the coupon code, you can pick it up for like 99 bucks. It's $100. It's definitely worth it. Here's the code again. Use the code 5-star. We're also going to be giving one away free. There we go. It's like sunglasses. We're also going to be giving one away free.
Oh, man.
And that's what the drawing is for. So make sure you head over to there and check it out, because that would be awesome. There we go. Let's just stop that. Breaking news.
What happened?
It's spam. You're not gonna believe this. You're right. So anyways, there you go. Make sure you guys take advantage of that and follow the instructions as far as what you have to do in order to get and win one of those cool things. You know, we love that these manufacturers reach out to us and
Hi,
are like,
Mom.
hey, we want to do this for you. So kudos to them.
Hey, Victor, no, not yet. It's on process of that, but
So I'm taking it home tonight to do part 2 of the video. I need to write a bunch of stuff down. So we're trying. Last week was nightmare, so we didn't get anything done last week. So here's where we are.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
What speakers would you use in a Cadillac ATS? The best ones I could find.
If that's yours.
If it was mine, yeah,
Yeah,
of course.
of
I mean,
course.
that's, I buy Morel because it's
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
But there again, it's you, so what you might want to do is figure out what works good for you. Now, we, of course, on here recommend tons and tons of different speakers. There are a whole lot of them. One thing you may want to consider is, first off, are you just going to replace the speakers? Does it have Bose? If it has Bose, you're not just going to be replacing the speakers. You're going to have to do some upgrade into there. Next thing you're probably going to want to do is head over to our friends over at NavTV. That's navtv.com, because I believe they are the only company right now that makes an interface for that car so that you can add amplifiers. You're definitely going to want to do that. And then once you get that all figured out and you're still wanting to add speakers, probably, just like figure out what kind of tweeter you like. Like, do you like a hard dome? Do you like a soft dome? That kind of thing. And kind of take it from there.
It has both, of course. But
Review on audio control EQs. Which one? I mean, we've reviewed the DM810.
the EQS.
Oh, the EQS. I
Yeah.
don't know if it has Bose. It has Bose. Okay, so
Yeah.
like I said, you're gonna want to head over there to navtv.com and figure it out. You can't just drop some speakers into that car
It's a
and call it a
two-way
day.
speaker.
It doesn't work. That car doesn't work that way. So
Rewire the whole thing. Bypass
well, you
the
don't
whole
have to.
thing.
You got to bypass.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. You got to
saying,
integrate into it,
There you go.
and then you can have all kinds of fun. Hey, from Central Florida.
Central Florida, what's up? All right. Oh, hang on.
I know.
Stop. Will the Rockford Fuzgate R2
Nice amp.
be enough to power the Morel Tempo 602s and the Morel Tempo Integras?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plenty of power. It's a nice amp. It really is.
They have nice power, yes.
It's a nice. I mean, for the price point that thing is at, they did a real nice job.
They did
EQS.
really nice.
Yeah, I'll have to see if they still make the EQS. I know there's a couple products that were end of life. They probably still make that one. So the problem is that they're running into is that some of the parts are getting impossible to find for some of this vintage product. So they're coming out. So some of it is getting end of life, and then they're redoing some of it into new stuff. But we'll see what happens. There's always a chance because we'll be doing more with audio controls. If we don't do enough, we'll be doing more. So I'll add an EQS to the list and see what we can come up with. I want to be like you guys when I grow up. No, you don't, Elias. I want to be like you when I grow up.
Yeah, me too.
I want to be the ultimate salesman. You inspired me to be an installer. Forever grateful. I hope you feel that way in 10 years. If you do, come find me and then tell me. Thank you. And then I'll be happy.
Yeah. Hang on. Somebody say, how much... Roberto, you're welcome. He said, thank you for the banner.
Oh, yay.
How much space do you need between the underseat sub box and the bottom of the rear seat in a pickup truck?
You need enough room so that the woofer doesn't hit the floor. That's the easiest way to think about it. What I like to do, for me, a best judge case is if they make grills for the driver, as long as you can put the driver in with the grill attached, and if the grill is sitting on the floor, but then you got enough room. That's really it.
All right, I don't want flowers. I want chocolates, man.
Okay. Whatever. You don't even like chocolate.
Are you kidding me?
You like chocolate dipped in that weird...
Salsa Valentina.
No, no. You didn't. You were too afraid to do that the other day. You want the tamarind crap. What is the best tweeter? Piezo, soft, silk, aluminum. I want good sound. Nothing that's screechy like a drum cymbal. So then you probably want soft. And soft is typically going to be made out of material. So not necessarily silk. It's just going to be cloth of some kind. So if you're looking for something that's smooth and natural sounding, then yes, go for a dome with soft dome tweeter. Do you charge the car while tuning? I'm guessing is what you're asking.
Yeah.
No, and the reason for that is that most of the time the charger introduces noise, and it makes it not fun to tune. So, what happened to Installer of the Year and Trusted Tech? Nothing has happened. Supposedly, the third round, whatever that is going to be, we're gonna find out more about that maybe this week. Maybe. If we know something, we'll let you know.
Jack, I don't know, man. In Miami, I have no idea.
What?
He's coming to tune a jet.
He's flying into Miami in 2 weeks to tune a yacht. Ooh.
Yeah, where are the good tacos?
For tacos? Everywhere. It's Miami.
Yeah, but
they're gonna be Cuban tacos though.
Not with it.
Yeah, they're gonna be Cuban tacos.
Right.
What's his name? Jesus.
Who? What's his name? That guy? Yes.
No.
Him?
No, Josh. He's man, I feel terrible.
Victor,
where
are the good tacos?
Dude, Victor, where are the good tacos? Sorry,
Victor. Victor's in Miami.
I'm tired, man. I'm having a really bad day here. Oh gosh, what did he say about Elias? I'll up you one. Okay, shout out to the guy from crap.
What's up, Mike?
Is the kicker key enough power to Bi-Amp kicker Q class 6.5 components? Ooh. I'm gonna go with no, but yes. So yes, obviously it'll do it because it has power. It's 70 watts by 4. It'll do it. It'll play them. If you're looking at to blast you out of the car, no, but it's definitely enough power to do it. It's just not going to do it in the sense to where everyone is going to be like, oh my god, dang. Bill, what's going on, Mr. B-Ill? Who makes already built speaker pods and A-pillars? Can you get good sound out of them? If you're looking for that, then you want to try MTI Acoustics, or depending on the car. So that's the other thing, it just kind of depends. Yes, you can get good sound out of them. But there's also, if you want to head over to Aldi.com and not the grocery store, the other one, there are a bunch of add-on Chinese pods that are like speaker pods that are just designed to be molded into your pods, you know, so you don't have to go crazy.
I follow a page on Instagram. There's like aftermarket pods. You can check it out. Maybe you can find something for your car.
Kicker KS or Alpine Rs, Type Rs, which one is better? I don't think either one of them is better. They sound totally different.
Yeah.
And also they fit different. Like a Kicker KS is going to fit in every single car on the road.
Yes, it's so thin.
And it's amazing.
Shallow. It's very shallow.
It's shallow. It's amazing how much sound you get out of how shallow it is. That's what's impressive about it
really
to me.
Nice. And the new, the new ones.
Yeah, really nice.
Really nice. Yeah.
Oh, see
Look at us in this one.
Yeah, we put a bunch of KS in this Jeep.
Yep.
Yeah. And we put the little KS tweeters in there. Oh, you know what? You show them the tweeters. So we're going to show you something, and you're either going to love it or you're going to hate it.
Turn the mic on this.
Yeah, but the reason why we did this...
Hang on. Before you go.
You got a light?
I got a light.
All right, so hold on. Yeah, that one's dead. Take that one. All right, so we're going to show you this, and you're either going to love it or you're going to hate it. But the reason why we did it is because we needed this Jeep to be as loud as we could possibly get it within reason. So we'll switch it over to Fernando here. And there it is. That is the KS mount that comes factory with the KS tweeter. And there was the side of my head. So that, pan back just a little bit, give us some room. So that just bolted right into there on that flat area. Like I said, this is one of those things you're either going to love or you're going to hate. Pan down a little bit. Oh yeah, you got to open the door.
Okay.
Just go ahead and open the door.
Ow!
So you got that, and then where the 4x6 normally goes, we were able to go with the 5 1/4. Metra and Pack both make a 5 1/4 mount for that. So you do have to cut a little bit. Then we went with the KS 6 1/2 up in the top there. And because this is a Jeep that is going to be wet.
It is very wet. Look at that.
Oh yeah. Pan down.
Where?
To underneath the seat where the amplifier is.
Oh, the amplifier is right here.
So we went with the Rockford 1005 on a mount, suspended up off the ground, so they won't get all puddly wet. And of course, it's the silver marine version of it. So we gave it the fighting chance that we could.
Yeah. That's it.
That's it. All right. Echo. I'm sorry if there was an echo. I had both cameras. Both mics on. My bad. We're still knocking this out. Dean, we can hear you and your brother talking at the same time. Sorry.
You have a brother? Oh.
Sorry, I should have. Yeah. Oh, my bad.
Nice.
Floating screen, floating tweeters. Why not? Exactly. Way to think positive. So for me to upgrade my speakers in the ATS, I have to start with a $600 audio interface. Any other suggestions? Don't upgrade the audio system in it?
I mean, it's like you have a premium.
Yeah, you got
premium
a
sound
car,
system, a premium car.
So this is one of those things that can't be cheap.
Yeah.
Okay, and I totally understand it. So, hello, echo. I know, I'm sure it sounded terrible. I apologize. We're working this out. Plus, I can go home tonight and see how bad it sounded and try to come up with a solution. Sound like you were in a stadium. So, something to think about when you have a car that has a premium sound system. And you're trying to upgrade the premium sound system. First thing to do, there's a bunch of things, and obviously we didn't get a chance to talk to you. So one of the things we like to do in a premium sound system, but the Bose is awful. It is awful. So here's another suggestion you might want to think about doing. What we call the front stage upgrade. The front stage upgrade is some form of a 4-channel or 5-channel amplifier with a DSP built into it. What we used to use is a Kicker Q class, something like the Audio Control LC 1200, or if we just worried about the front stage, something like a 4.800. Both the Ds with the DSP built into it. What you need to do is figure out how much front speaker you have. So obviously it has a tweeter. Does it just have a mid-range, or is it a 3-way set? And if they are a 3-way set or a 2-way set, so this is where you're going to have to do your homework. You might have to dig into this. You might have to play around and figure it out, or find a competent shop that can do that for you. What we like to do is, let's say it's a two-way set for just sake of conversation to make things easier, is we'll take that DSP'd amplifier, and we won't use time alignment. No time alignment at all. None. But we just want the EQ portion of it. And what we'll do is we'll run power for power, meaning if it has tweeters, we'll run the power for the tweeters in the channels 1 and 2. If it has mid-range, we'll run the power for the mid-range in the channels 3 and 4. Then we'll hook up speakers, our aftermarket speakers, to those. Now this isn't going to affect anything in the car, meaning all the crazy delays and all the things that they have going on in the car. This is all going to let them work. So the simulated surround sound and the upmixing and all the things they have going on will still play. What we're just going to do is give you more power for the front and a better set of speakers. Then the EQ is there to just kind of salt and pepper it up a little bit to make it sound a little better, because obviously you're going from one style speaker to another style speaker, so you may need to increase some things or decrease some things depending on how you're going to run the amplifier, how much power it has. It has a 10 speaker system with one sub. We know it has a ton of speakers going on. We don't need to worry about those. We just need to worry about the front ones. So you know, that's like I said, you have to figure out what's going on up front. So that's the front stage upgrade. And let's say it has a 3-way set up front. Fine, you go with a 6-channel amplifier. So you just want to look at power for power. Now again, I don't know if it's going to be any cheaper than what you're trying to do, but there's nothing you're going to do in this car that's going to give you a substantial better sound without a substantial investment, unfortunately. What's up, High Five Vegas?
Hey, what's up, man?
Thursday night, here we come. Is it here yet? 2013 Lexus GX 460 is a DSR1, good for amplifier replacement. I don't know if that is or not. I don't know if that's on the list of compatible Toyota style devices. If it's got an amplifier in it and it doesn't AR in, which you could go over to the AR page and check to see if it is. So if you head over to maestro.idatalink.com, that's maestro.idatalink.com. If you head over there, you can type in your make, model, and year and see if they make a Toyota version T harness for that will talk to it. If they do not, and it has the factory amplifier, then the DSR1 will not be a good upgrade for that, because it is only 4 channels. And I can tell you right now, a Lexus is going to have way more than 4 channels if it's got an amplifier.
How can you protect equipment in a pickup? Where is it? In a pickup truck, in case the back window starts leaking?
You can't.
Yeah. Without getting a marine amplifier? I mean, you gotta fix
silicone the window shut. I mean, that's really about it. I mean, that's just what happens. I mean, I can't tell you how many nightmares of that has. Yeah, there's nothing. I mean, what are you gonna do? It's not made to get wet, and all of a sudden now it's wet.
All right, I have a new amplifier. It's all hooked up, and I'm getting a 12 volt all
around.
All around, yes.
But it's in protection mode. I've upgraded the power and ground to 0 and up my fuses to 200.
Subwoofer is new. Not sure what's wrong.
Well, none of that really makes any sense. So the side of the power wire doesn't matter whether it goes into protection or not. ARC PS8-50. Yeah, that one. I have both. I would rather have the ARC. I have the Alpine in my car now.
Yeah.
And it's all right. I mean, it's a tool.
I mean, sometimes the equipment is bad out of the box.
Sometimes the equipment is bad out of the box.
Like, that's what happened last week.
It happens.
You know? And
yeah.
You can believe it. It's like, it's brand new. It's brand new in the box.
So when we best bench test an amplifier, we just hook it up to a power supply, we hook up power, ground, and remote, we see if it turns on. It's not hooked up to anything, all right? Any amplifier in a car, if you literally have it connected to power, ground, and remote, and it's all there, meaning you took a multimeter, there's no speakers connected or anything, you have all the 3 things that you need, and it doesn't turn on, obviously that's when you test it on the bench. You hook it up to a power supply or a battery outside of the car so that you have a direct power and ground connection just in case there's some kind of a ground plane issue in the car. And if it still does the same thing, well, then you've answered your question. There's something wrong. It had nothing to do with the install. It's just something wrong with it. It just happens.
All right, so can't seem to find pods on MTI. If you don't find nothing on the website, call them. Call them because that's the best way to find out. Because they can make you anything. Those guys are incredible. So yeah,
Just give them a call.
Yep.
But yeah, Mark just got a set, so we know.
Yeah, they can make you anything. Yeah.
Yeah. You guys have any opinions on quality of Scar Marine audio speakers? I got no opinion on that one whatsoever, but thank you for the question. We did review a set like 3 or 4 years ago. It looked really nice, but other than that, no.
It sounds like there is a background somewhere if the equipment is bad.
Not necessarily. No. I mean, sometimes stuff is
It happens,
bad.
exactly.
I mean, look at it like this. Look at it like this. When a manufacturer orders thousands of pieces of equipment, there's bound to be one that is bad, and somebody is going to get it. Now, whether that happens in shipping, whether that happens on the assembly line, who knows? But it's bound to happen. There's parts that go into these things, and all it takes is one of those little parts to go bad, and the amplifier doesn't work properly anymore.
Yeah.
It's okay. I mean, it's just part of life. It's not the end of the world. Build houses aren't perfect. Amplifier manufacturers are definitely not perfect. It's just one of those things. I don't know what kind of amplifier it is, so who knows?
Hey, Tocayo.
But one day we're all going to have the build house conversation because you guys need to really kind of figure this out and how this whole 12-volt thing, or I'm sorry, electronics industry works on what a build house is, because not everyone is on board for what that means. And I can totally understand the state of the way things are and who makes stuff and where stuff comes from, but we're going to have that build house conversation at some point.
Good morning, John.
Ha ha ha, nice. Good morning, Australia. Yeah, that would be me. I would love to get a bad one. Hey, some guys, man, you step out, you get your toe run over. It's just one of those bad things. Looking for 4 6.5s and 4 8s in my boat.
I think that was the question of the Scar.
So the Scars are reasonably priced. And here's the thing with the boat. Living in Florida, obviously with salt water and all that fun stuff, things don't last forever. I like to think of boat speakers as expensive, and you're going to throw them away eventually because they're just not going to last.
Throw it away? Okay, I would like to sell it.
Drug house.
I don't want to throw it away.
No, it's not like a drug house. Good call, Bill. Nobody wants to throw this stuff away, but it just stuff does not last forever. Obviously, when you look at marine,
I believe you would throw it away.
I would throw it away.
Yeah,
JL is like, oh my God, it's JL Audio. They make the best, and they make really damn good marine stuff. I'm not gonna knock them. Rockford, when Rockford reinvented the line this year, talking with Bill's boss there, Mr. Sajecki, we had an extensive conversation about the marine line this year, and that when they were talking about updating it, all the reps came together and said, look, if you're not going to make this product better than JL, then there's really no damn point in doing it, because why? If you're not shooting for the moon, then just stay on the earth, all right? So the new Rockford stuff is really impressive. Kicker also makes really impressive marine stuff. They make some obscene, like crazy marine stuff, like next level crazy stuff. So there's plenty of like brands out there that make stuff. Pioneer used to make the 9-inch and the 6.5. Their 9-inch with a parabolic tweeter in it was like one of the longest lasting speakers. Like that one, because you could hose it off. Incredible. So there's lots of nice stuff out there. Just depends what you want to pay. Mr. Bryce, what's happening, dude?
Oh, they working in cool stuff, man.
3 manufacturers building 100 different brand names in Korea. Pretty much about it. But it's like a menu. We'll have it another day, though.
That's right.
Can the radio be changed to 2007 Range Rover and keep all factory functions?
Isn't that what we relocate the radio?
I think we had to relocate the radio to the glove box.
I think so. I don't remember if it has that one.
I don't remember that one either.
Land Rover.
It was a Range Rover, Land Rover.
Don't remember.
But no, they don't make anything like iData or anything like that for that car.
How about hiss?
Okay, I have
or
hiss
static. Yeah, go ahead.
I have hiss or static and a full count integration tweeter. Relocate ground, upgrade RCA, Stinger 4000. Will the noise suppressor at the head unit help? Unplug RCAs, no noise. Hiss, so feel a good place to start. What kind of amps do we have?
What kind of car is this?
Where's your gains at? Is it just in one tweeter or is it in both tweeters? So static and hiss is really, like, depending on the size of the amplifier, if you have gain up really high, you're going to get static. So I'm assuming you have some kind of an amplifier. So maybe try turning the gains all the way down and see where we're at. Or have you done any type of gain settings? It's like, do we know, have we done any distortion detecting? Have we used an oscilloscope? Have we done anything other than just go like this until we think it's supposed to be? That's the problem. Now you could try a noise filter, but most noise filters are ground loop noise filters and not high frequency static or hiss. Static or hiss is usually caused from floor noise, meaning it's just your gain stage is up way too high for what you're trying to do. So yeah, that's all I got.
All right.
Volt equals hole in water to throw money into. No, that's called a swimming pool. That's a hole in the earth with water in it that you just throw money into, like making this shit rain.
All right, sorry. ACM 4.300 got a low ground hiss coming from the passenger front speaker. Want to know, do you think audio control metric 6 will help clean up the signal? Thanks.
If it's just coming out of one speaker, I would think that there's something wrong somewhere because it should come out of all speakers.
Like an RCA, try to
maybe an RCA,
switch
maybe
the
a
RCA.
source unit. It could be a problem with the source unit. Okay, guys. So here's your homework assignments, because everyone needs a homework assignment. Every one of you should have one of these. This is an aux jack to RCA. All right, every one of you should have one of these. If you have an iPhone, you should have one of these, which is an aux jack to lightning adapter, so that you can plug this into here like this. Okay, this is the cheapest tool that you could possibly ever have in 12-volt world. To test things.
Your amplifiers, yeah.
Every single thing can be tested. All the problems you guys are talking about, if you have amplifiers, you can use this to test.
Mr. Jason.
It's like the first thing you do. First thing. So you plug this into the amplifier, so you get a set of like RCAs that have little male ends on here, or you get one of these that has male ends. I don't think anybody makes that because that'd be way too cool. And you plug this in, and you play things, and you see what happens. And this is going to help you. And then, like, if you're worried about an RCA, you can unplug it from the radio. You can plug this in. You need another source unit, is what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
So, go buy this stuff. This is like the most simple stuff that will solve so many problems. So many.
All right, for the first question of the hiss noise and the focal integration.
Yes.
Tweeters. It's a PDX V9 amplifier.
Oh.
With the DD1 said he said the gains.
Okay, I can tell you the gains are going to be up too high.
Yeah.
It's a PDX V9.
PDX V9.
Yeah, gains up too high. Dude, the Alpine amp, one of the biggest problems that all those PDX amplifiers had was gain stage. And they suck. If you set it with a DD1, I guarantee you they're up way too high. It's way too much gain going into that amplifier. Most of the time on the PDX, $2 on Amazon, exactly. Most of the time on the PDX amplifiers, you'd run that gain just barely cracked. So if you use the DD1 to set it, I can tell you right now, too much gain. Too much gain. They were not a gain-friendly amplifier. Great amplifier. Love it. Love it to death. Sitting right there.
on Amazon. There you go. Check it out. Amazon.
Explain bi-amping versus running active in an SQ build, which is better for sound quality. We did cover this the other day on Instagram, but
Do you want to cross over?
I'm trying to think of how I want to approach this, because bi-amping is versus... Okay, so there's a couple different ways you can do this. Okay, so I know how to do this. All right, we'll start with the passive crossover. This is a passive crossover. And by passive, it's just that. There's nothing electronic on it. There's no power, ground, remote turn on. It's not a small amplifier. It's nothing. It's passive. It means power comes into it, power goes out of it. Now when we talk about bi-amping means that we're running a power to a tweeter and power to a mid-range separately. But don't confuse. So this is where bi-amping gets fun, because bi-amping a coaxial speaker, like we were talking about last week, can get confusing with what bi-amping can also do. So for example, this is a passive crossover, but this is a bi-ampable passive crossover. So what that means, we'll go to camera 4.
Okay.
That means, if you'll notice right here, it shows the input. And if I tip it like that, you see those little jumpers right there? Those jumpers are there because it is jumping the two positives and the two negatives together on the input. If I pull these out, I can run a 4-channel amp to this, one for tweeter. We'll change fingers because I know you guys hate this finger. Ooh, it's so gross. Anyways, you can run a amplifier. Oh, I gotta clean my nails. Damn. You can run an amplifier to the tweeters and an amplifier to the woofer, and then you have the output. Or you can run a 2-channel amp in to power the whole thing. So technically, this is a passive bi-ampable crossover that can get hooked up to a set of speakers. All right, we all following along so far? This is getting exciting. Active is when we take a DSP
It's a little safer. Yeah.
What, passive?
Bi-amp.
Well, it's, yeah, it is, then, yeah, it is. All right, I don't want to open this. Hold on. What happened here? Oh, that got really weird. All right, hold on. I know, sorry, I hate dead air, but we're trying to answer this question the best that we can. All right, there we go. Smart DSP. Remind me to close this when we're done. All right, so we're going to switch over here to the laptop. And what the laptop has on it right now is just software from the DM810. The DM810 is a 8-in 10-channel output. We're going to switch to the output view. So if we go to the output view, and we've set this up, so let's say input 1 and 2 is front, and we'll leave it at that, because that's all we're going to deal with. So we have input 1 and 2, we're going to call that tweeter. Tweet. Alright, and then we'll call 3 and 4 mid, because we're just going to deal with the two-way, make things simple. We're going to feed that input 1 and 2. Now we're going to come over here and we need to cross this over as a tweeter. So we're going to drag this over to, we'll type in 33.2, 3200. Alright, that's a good crossover for a tweeter right there. And then we'll come over to our mid. There again, it's going to be fed off of that same input 1 and 2. Just now is the mid-range, so we're going to cross this over at, let's let this play down to 80 hertz. And now it doesn't need to play all the way up because there's a tweeter that's doing that. So we're going to cross that over at 3200 at 24 dB. So now this has created a bandpass, just like this passive crossover did. It created a bandpass, made the mid-range play mid-range, the tweeter play tweeter. And that's it. That's it. So now what we've done is we've replicated this. Now we have outputs. So this output 1 and 2 has to go to channels 1 and 2 on an amplifier. And this outputs 3 and 4 has to go to a second set of outputs, so like a 4-channel amplifier, to make the same thing that you can do with this. Now the advantages of going with this system over, let's say, a passive unit is we can come over here, and if we want to, we can EQ now for, let's say, just this one speaker here, switch it to here, and we'll EQ for this one speaker here. Alright, so we can do that. We can also come over here and we can gain control just that one speaker here and just that one speaker here. We can also turn both these down the same amount. So let's say the tweeters are just up close and blasting in your face. We can tune those to the same. We can go back to the mid. Now we have more mid bass. And we can repeat the same process. We can come over here and we can adjust the EQs together or separate depending on your DSP. But we can really get in there and custom tailor the way we want to sound, the way we want it to sound. Now, the other thing you can do too is when it comes to time alignment. So we have time alignment for just the tweeters. So if they're farther up in the dash than the mid-range, we can go in and we can adjust those to whatever they need to be. And we can come back and we can do the same for the mid-range. So we can adjust those. Oh, I hit the wrong button. Yeah. Anyways, you get the idea. So is there an advantage to passive versus active? Money-wise, no. Money-wise, you're going to spend a heck of a lot more money going active than you will passive. Sound-wise, if you're looking for the ultimate in control, obviously active, as you can see, depending on the processor you buy, will give you lots of active. Now, if you look at something like the PDX V9 amplifier, like they mentioned earlier, you can do active in the amplifier, meaning it has the crossovers built in, so where you can take this out of the equation. You can use channels 1 and 2 for the tweeter, and 3 and 4 can be band-passed. It's not adjustable like this. It just band passes, meaning the top frequency is going to be whatever the bottom frequency is for the tweeter, meaning how low it'll play is going to be how high up the mid-range can play, and then you set the bottom for the mid-range. So there are some amplifiers that have band pass capability in it, so if you don't worry about equalization and stuff like that, all things being equal, you could do that. So I don't know if that helped or made it worse, but that's what we got.
All right. I have a 2006... I don't. Thomas has. Chrysler 300
Boston.
C, Boston Acoustic. One kicker, L712, 750 watts RMS, 2 amps and audio control, LC 1.800. Every 3 months my speaker blows.
Your subwoofer?
Can you tell me why? Yes, every 3 months, huh?
If I was to guess, it's not set up properly, meaning they didn't do a proper gain stage setup. There's no reason why a speaker should blow. So somewhere there's a communication breakdown between you and them as far as why it's blowing, because a speaker in a box does not break. An amplifier that is hooked up to nothing will not break anything. When the two come together, that's where you put the bullets in the gun, so to speak. Most speakers blow because you're trying to get more out of them than what they can actually do. That's not to say they can't do it for a little while, but my guess is not as long as you want.
Mm-hmm.
Nice, Victor. I would think that it's got to be something to do with the gain stage of the amplifier. If you keep blowing 112 and you're our customer, then we tell you you need to upgrade to 212s.
Mm-hmm.
Or you need to upgrade to 210s. Because obviously whatever the 112 can do for 3 months is great, but it can't do it. So you're asking it to do something that it can't. It's normal. It happens.
Right.
But if I was to guess, it's something that the gains are wrong.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Short circuit between the driver's seat and the volume knob. You have the gain set at 3 months.
3 months, that's it. Yeah. Done.
Yeah, you guys are terrible. 2018 Honda Accord, trying to go active with kicker key, T-harness. Do you know if there's a separate wire from the radio going to the woofer and tweeter, or does the woofer and tweeter use the same signal? They use the same signal. If it's the non-amplified system, then it is one wire coming out. What I would strongly recommend doing is tapping in with the radio wire harness and then run your own tweeter wires. Do not use the existing tweeter wires. That's the easier one to do. And actually in a Honda Accord, they're all pretty easy to do. But that was what we would do, is we would run new tweeter wires. You will be happy that you did it.
How do you
especially in a Honda.
How do you feel about using a low-power Class AB amplifier for mids and highs and a 3-way active front?
Yeah, why not?
Class AB, yeah.
So it just depends. Okay, when you say low power, the reason why, I get what you're saying. Most AB class amplifiers are in like 70 to 100, well, not even 100 power wattage output because of the size. They just get really big, over 80 watts. So yes, what you want to take a look at is the efficiency of the speakers. So if you get something that is relatively efficient with that 70-80 watts that's on it, it's going to give you a nice, warm, full, loud sound. If you get something that isn't very, something in the 90 dB range, 92, 93 would be really nice. If you get something down in like 88, 89, it's going to seem a little lacking. You're going to wish you had more. For sure, you're going to wish you had more.
All right.
No, we have not received the LC 5.1300 yet. Supposedly, it's the end of the year.
The end of the year, huh?
But trust me, as soon as we get any word on it, we will let you know.
You guys gonna be the first one to know. What is the maximum size speaker wire that can go in the LC audio control amplifiers? Do you recommend ferrules?
I totally recommend ferrules. Depending on the amplifier, it's either going to be a 4 gauge or a 0 gauge. So for example, that 51300 is going to be a 0 gauge. So anything built on that size
speaker wire.
Sink. Speaker wire?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, speaker wires, you don't need ferrules. God, please don't use... There's no ferrules on speaker wire. It's a Phoenix plug. It does not need ferrules at all. Oh my God, this is one of the things that drives me up the freaking wall.
Do we have an LC over here? No.
What?
An audio control.
No, but it's the same Phoenix. It's this connector right here. They all use this connector.
Yeah.
Switch to... I guess I should have grabbed a screwdriver. All right, so this is the Phoenix connector that every single audio control product uses. And if you notice, it's like it's what it is it's a C chamber. So there's a top here, and as you screw it up, it pulls the C chamber up like this and locks the wire in place. That does not need a ferrule. There is no thing screwing down into it. It creates like its own ferrule because it creates a sleeve and it pulls that wire into it. The other thing too is even if you use small ferrules on this, it's not flattening out the wire to make a good contact. I hate it when people use ferrules on these. It just sucks bad. It's not necessary. Don't do it. But the biggest size wire you're gonna fit in this is like a 16 gauge. That's it, which is plenty. Every system we've ever run one of these, we've used 16 gauge.
All right, then. How do you feel about reconning?
A subwoofer versus Bi-Ampable.
Yeah. What will you do? Will you do recon? Do you ever recon a subwoofer? No, really?
We got a big green gum dumpster out back, man.
I know.
First off,
I'm just asking you like long time ago.
I personally have never blown any of my own woofers, so...
Really?
No, why would I blow my own woofer?
I don't know. You gotta turn the gain all the way up.
No, you do not have to turn the gain all the way up. So how I would answer this and make any sense of it is, depending on the type of woofer I'm buying, is whether or not I'm going to recone it or not. So for example, if I buy a Sundown
32 inches
12 inch that's 13 inches tall, has a quadruple stack magnet, 4 spiders, and a 5-inch copper bobbin going up through the center of it, I was dumb enough to blow that. I probably spent, I don't know, close to $1,000 on that woofer.
Okay.
If they sell a reconing kit, we're gonna recone that. Yeah,
Okay.
that's getting a recone.
I don't know, man. Because
the reconing kit's only gonna be a couple $100.
when you gonna have time to do it?
We're playing in fiction right now, so we're gonna recone it.
Okay.
You can always use duct tape or spare tire. Hot glue it in, do something. Yeah, I totally.
I was
understand.
thinking hot glue. That's
Yeah,
better.
oh yeah, hot glue always works with something that moves and gets hot. But yeah, I would definitely recone that. Otherwise, if we're talking like a set of Rockford P3s, and
I mean, got like any.
I blow one of those things, they go in the dumpster out back.
Yeah.
Sorry, trying to do this at work, but I is previous hooked up, but to a cheap Pioneer AB amp. The hiss was bad. The ACM cleaned it up, but still very low level. I still hear it. Ooh, cheap Pioneer AB amp. There again, I'm going to tell you, get an aux cable and check your source unit. It might be coming from the source unit. It's totally possible.
Yeah.
So don't rule out the source unit. Seems some guys use it. That's the song of the world time. I have no idea what that is. What was that? What method are you guys using to determine the acoustical crossovers on a 3-way active Millie Legend set? I'm going to tune mine on Wednesday. We use the Steve Mead AMG
Yes.
Motors Mercedes-Benz thing.
Mercedes-Benz. IMSG plus.
Oh yeah, the IMSG.
Yeah.
Now, the simple solution for that, obviously, if you don't want to go out and spend $500 on an IMSG
IMSG plus.
Which, Steve would love if you did, and I would probably, But if you don't want to do that, what you want to do is go ahead and give Electromedia a call, give Lance over there a call, and say, hey man, this is what I got, what would you recommend? And he will give you some recommended crossover points for what you're trying to do to make your life a hell of a lot easier. Lance is a great guy, and trust me, they don't want you to blow their speakers any more than you want to blow them. So give them a call. You can find them on the website. That's electromediausa.com.
Is the Moscone DSP we saw earlier the only DSP that has low volume subwoofer feature?
So he's talking about the low volume, high volume loudness control built into it.
Yeah.
So no, I do not think it's the only one that has that. I believe other DSPs have it, but they're all going to be in that $1,500 price point that are going to have that, because that's like a really premium feature. Although that little dinky one had it, so yeah.
I don't want to blow nothing.
We don't want you to blow nothing either.
That would be fun.
Thank you. I will call Lance. Hey, it's Mark Rutledge. Apparently he doesn't know we're doing a live show right now.
That's probably why.
Should we phone him in and see what's going on? No, we're almost done.
Nice.
We'll make him wait. Means we never have enough time. We never have enough. Definitely not trying to blow Lance. Hey man, Lance Doss is the boss. So, 9-speaker system for my husband. How many ACM 4.300s would you run? So here's the fun thing about... It's Mr. Jeff Smith. Here is the fun thing about the ACM amplifiers. They're all 300 watts, and they're all Class D, and they're all full-range Class D amplifiers. So, you got 9 speakers. I'm guessing one of them is a subwoofer, so we got 8 speakers. If it's a 3-way set, which I don't know, but if it is, I would do an ACM 4.300 on the tweeter in the mid. Then I would get 2 ACM 1.300s to run on my mid bass, so I could get 300 watts to my mid bass, so my mid bass just go. Or if that's too much, because I don't know how much power, I would get a 2-channel 300 to go on my mid bass. So if I have, like, if we're talking K2, I'd like the 1.300s. If we're talking like Flax, I'd probably just do the 2.300. All right, so now I got a 4.300, a 2.300. And then, depending on what's going on in the rear, probably just another 2.300. If I'm powering rear speakers, another 2.300. It's rear. Who cares?
Yeah, it's just
you just need something. Unless I'm gonna, And then obviously for the subwoofer, if a 1.300 will get you done, great. Otherwise, I'm gonna go with a 1.800. Now, if that's not the case, like if I'm just like, whoa, slow down, then I'm obviously gonna do 2 4.300s and then one 1.300 for the sub. Yeah. And that's going to be my 9 channels of audio.
But that's what I
mean, that'd be the easiest thing to do.
1.300.
But yeah, the dream system. So the dream system would be a 4.300, 2 1.300s, a 2.300, and then...
one 1.800.
And a 1.800.
Yeah, totally.
I mostly use signal generator. Okay.
Virtues and Audio Frog front stage. Ooh.
Is there any feature you wish a DSP would have but none do?
We've been talking about that, and
Audio Frog front stage, Virtues and Audio Frog front stage.
So that's Virtues.
Why don't we
in the back?
Okay, so we're gonna go Virtues.
Okay, so just do a 4.300.
So I do 4.300
for the backs.
Well, no, okay. Let's go over twos. I do all Morel amplifiers if I had the room. Do the. Oh man, that's tough. So I would do the 4 channel for the front. I do the 5 channel for the front doors and the sub, and then just get something to power the rears. Who cares?
Yeah. Oof.
But no, the
And it's
Virtus, I mean, the
definitely
Virtus,
something.
you could do the 4.300 and the 2.300, and then another 2.300 for the rear, because if it's a Virtus Integra for the rear, then yeah, you're good there. All right, we spent enough on that.
Yeah.
Somebody,
Hang on, somebody say.
5-week long wait. Is there a feature? Yeah. So, is there a feature you wish a DSP would have but none do? I don't know. I mean, the problem is that most. I wish every DSP was Windows or Mac would be my dream come true. I don't really care about iPad. That does nothing for me. I wish more DSPs had group adjust. That would be like awesome. So, but there's enough DSPs that do to where it doesn't matter. But I wish that was more of a default feature. And what I mean by group adjust is sometimes, so when you tune left, tune right, the problem that you run into is that when you bring them together, it sometimes an anomaly where you'll get a spike where it's like they were both this, but then when they couple, they get louder. And then you kind of need to bring those back down, otherwise you get a spike. So in a lot of DSPs, you have to pick that frequency on the left, down 3, pick the frequency on the right, down 3, and then look again, and then down 2, then over here and down 2. Whereas DSPs that have group adjust, you say, give me this one, and you just bring it down. And it doesn't affect your EQ. So if they're EQ'd like this, all it's doing is that. Most EQ DSPs, when you sum them back together, they either sum left or sum right. So they want them to match, and that sucks. So I wish more DSPs had that feature. Staggered output would be my joy for an amplifier, but that's starting to happen. We're going to see that more and more. I think
more center channel up mixing. They already have it.
More. So I mean, I get the thing with more.
Like in the lower.
Yes.
In the lower price. Yeah.
But I think so here's the problem with the up mixing is that my battery's dying. Is my battery dying? No. What happened?
I don't know. It's
just going crazy on me. So the problem with up mixing is the amplifier to go with it.
Yeah.
So right now it's hard to find that amplifier that has those 5 channels of matching. There are some, or 7 channels, like the one we were talking about the other in the news show the other day. But like an equal amount across the front, like 50 by 3, and then 75 by 2, or 50 by 5, 75 by 2, something like that. We need to see more amplifiers built that have a dedicated center channel output so that the DSP guys will get off their butts and do the same thing and make more center channel DSPs that have upmixing other than just a left minus right or some other hokey thing in there.
All right, this is the last question.
Okay.
Will the pack SNI1 get rid of my turn-off pop and alternator 1? Amplifiers are turning off about 2 seconds after factory head unit turns off. Also, does the turn-off pop damage my mid-range and tweeters?
Probably is. It's not going to damage your mid-range and tweeters. I mean, you'll be fine there. However, yes, it will definitely get rid of your whine. However, it may. Like, we've put it in situations where it has fixed that problem. Not everyone it does, but for $20, it's worth finding out. And we'll just leave it at that. All right, guys, that brings us to the end of the show. So one thing we want to talk about real quick is make sure you guys go over to Instagram to win a set of Hogtalars.
Yep.
You need to go to Morel_America and follow them. Tag someone with the hashtag 5-star Morel Hogtalar, and of course tag a friend. We will be announcing the winner on October 3rd, so you still have time to do that. You're going to win one of these cool things. That'll be awesome. This is the hashtag right here, 5-star Morel Hogtalar. Definitely want to do that. And of course, one more thing is if you head over to Mobile Solutions and pick up your PT9A Plus, use the coupon code 5-star at checkout. You get the thing for 99 bucks. If you don't know what we're talking about, head over to YouTube, watch the video on the PT9A Plus, and it'll show you, and you'll go, damn, I need one of those. I definitely need one of those.
Totally different.
Totally need one of those. Buy 2.
Yes.
You could possibly win one. Make sure you head over to Facebook and watch the video in the Clean Wire Club because we are giving one away.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be fun, just to win something? And of course, DNF Tool Drawer is the place you can find all the cool tools that you're talking about. And I believe if you come down to install stuff, Jeff Smith had typed into the response there a TR12. If you go there, right here is the TR12. So the TR12 is a programmable, fun thing that you can do. Now a TR4 will also give you 2 preset times. It's a low voltage trigger, so probably not the ideal thing, but this is where a lot of that stuff is at. And of course, teespring.com/store/5stars, a place you can go find all your cool 5-star apparel if you want to be cool like, you know, everyone else and wear your cool stuff. And there it is, the Jeff Smith shirt. I know the Jeff Smith, and the Empire Strikes Back.
I know the guy.
I know that guy. All right, guys, thanks so much for tuning in on this fun Monday afternoon.
See you guys tomorrow, hopefully, on Instagram.
If we're all still alive.
Right.
We'll go with that.
Hopefully.
You guys have a wonderful night. It's a long week. It's Monday. Just be safe. Be fun. Have a good time. We'll talk to you on the flip side.
Bye.
Hit the button.